Rob here at etrailer.com, and today you're going to be taking a look at the eTrailer Class 3 custom fit trailer hitch receiver on our 2008 Toyota RAV4. And this is what our hitch is going to look like once we have it installed. The cross tube is going to be visible underneath, but the flat black finish on our hitch blends in really well, and it's not going to be as noticeable. But the main thing we're going to see is that receiver tube sticking out, and since it is a Class 3, it is going to give us that 2-inch by 2-inch receiver tube opening, which is going to have the widest variety of accessories that we can mount up. Whether we want to make more room on the inside and put a cargo carrier, we can move all our gear to the outside, or if we want to take a bike ride, we can put a bike rack in there and take some bikes with us. Or if we need to move a small trailer, we can put a ball mount and tow a trailer with it. But regardless of whatever we're going to be using it for, we're going to mount all of our accessories to the hitch pin hole here on the side. Now the hitch is going to accept a standard 5/8 pin and clip. These are not included with the hitch, but you can pick them up here at etrailer.com along with some locking devices to make sure your accessories are secure. Now if you are going to be towing a trailer, you're going to need a spot to hook up your safety chains. And our connection point is going to be a loop style welded to the bottom of the receiver tube. And as you can see, we'll have plenty of room to get most size hooks on or off. Now obviously if you're looking for a hitch, you want to make sure that it's going to be up to the task you put it to. So as far as the weight rating goes, our hitch is going to have a 525-pound tongue weight. That's going to be the maximum downward force at the end of the receiver tube. And that'll be plenty for some of those really large cargo carriers to maximize the carrying capacity, or some of those larger bike racks carrying up to 4 or even 5 bikes. Now our hitch is also going to have a 3,500-pound gross trailer weight rating, which that's the amount our hitch can pull. But it does include the trailer and everything we have loaded on it. Now it is designed to work with weight distribution systems as well, and that's going to be a separate component that's mounted on your trailer. The tongue weight's going to stay the same, but it is going to bump your gross trailer weight rating up to 4,000 pounds when you use weight distribution. With all those numbers in mind though, you do want to double check your RAV4's owner's manual, because you don't want to exceed the manufacturer's recommended weight. Now our RAV4 has the spare tire mounted on the back of it. Some of them do have them underneath the car, but the only time this is really going to matter is when you're looking at accessories to make sure you have enough clearance, because our spare tire is going to be the furthest point sticking out. So I'll give you a few measurements that'll help you out whenever you are looking for accessories. From the ground to the inside top edge of the receiver tube opening is right about 13 3/4 inches. That measurement is not only going to help you out with the ball mount so you can find the appropriate rise or drop to match up to your trailer, but at that height I would also recommend a bike rack or a cargo carrier that has a raised shank. That way you get a little bit more ground clearance out of it. Now from the center of the hitch pin hole to the outermost edge of our spare tire is right about 6 inches. Now again, that measurement is going to help you when you're looking at folding accessories to make sure you have enough room and they can go into the upright position without coming in contact with that spare tire. But now that we've seen what our hitch looks like and gone over some of the features, let's get it installed together. To begin our installation, we're going to come to the back of our RAV4 and we're going to start over on the driver's side. Here we'll find our tie-down hook at the bottom of the frame. We need to pull that out. We're going to have 2 bolts on the bottom here that are holding it in place. So we're going to grab a 17mm socket and we'll pull those 2 bolts out. Once you have it removed, we'll set this aside along with the bolts because this is not going to get reinstalled. Now with our tie-down hook out of the way, if we look at the bottom of the frame here, we'll go over our mounting points. The furthest back hole towards the back of the bumper where our tie-down hook was mounted, we'll have a weld nut. That's going to be 1. And if we move forward, we'll skip the next one, and we'll find another threaded hole in front of that. Now since it has a little bit of dirt and debris in there, I'm going to take some spray lubricant, spray it inside. I'm going to come back with a nylon tube brush, clean it out, and make sure all that dirt, debris, and rust is cleaned out, making sure our bolts aren't going to cross thread. Now if your weld nuts are extremely dirty, you may want to get a tap. That way you can run a tap in and out and clean all the threads, make sure they don't mess up when we put our bolts in. So we're going to clean both holes on this side, and we're going to have the same holes on the other side of the frame as well. And once you have all your weld nuts clean, we're going to lower our exhaust down so we have a little bit of room up here on the frame. Before we lower it down, I am going to put a support strap up so it doesn't come down too far and cause any damage. And just tighten up the strap so once we do lower it, it doesn't come down too far. But if we look at the back of the muffler here, we're going to have one of our exhaust hangers. Just going to spray it down with some spray lubricant, make it easier to slide off. And then you just want to take a pry bar or whatever you have available, And we just want to slide that rubber isolator off the hanger just like that. Now if it doesn't come down far enough, we can move back. If we follow our exhaust pipe, we'll have another one right here, right before the rear axle. Spray that one down as well. And slide it off the hanger. Now over here on the passenger side, we're going to have those same two weld nuts. And I'd like to go over the combination of hardware with you. First, we're going to have a new M10 bolt. We'll have a conical tooth washer. I'm going to slide the washer over the bolt, but you want to make sure that those teeth are facing up towards the hitch or towards the bottom of the frame. Now I like to go through, double check that my weld nuts are clean and that my bolts thread in easily by hand and they're not going to cross thread. So I'm going to go through and make sure that each one of them thread in easily on both sides of the frame. At the next set of hands, we're going to lift our hitch up. We're going to make sure you go over the exhaust, and then we'll line up the holes in our hitch with the weld nuts in the frame. And for now, we just want to loosely get one bolt started by hand. That way the hitch will support itself, but we don't have to worry about it falling down. And once we have one on each side, we're going to have the same combination for the remaining holes. I'm going to come back with a 19mm socket and snug up all my hardware. And you want to make sure you come back with a torque wrench and torque all your hardware down to the specified amount in the instructions. You want to repeat that for any remaining hardware you have. Spray a little bit more lubricant on the hangers. That'll just make it a lot easier to slide them back onto the rubber isolators. Then finally we can remove the support strap, and that'll finish up your installation and look at the eTrailer Class 3 custom fit trailer hitch receiver on our 2008 Toyota RAV4.